What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching today, baby. All right, guys, so not the kind of video I wanted to make today. Actually is the video I wanted to make today because it's been on my mind to make for a while now. But it's not the funnest to have to talk about this kind of stuff, so bear with me, guys, as I drop my pen to start things off. All right, anyways, so today I wanted to make a video titled R.I.P to the triple R. And what stood out to me as we've yet lost another content creator, another addiction content creator by the first name letter R. So just kind of, as you guys seen in the thumbnail, everybody in the video I'm going to be talking about today has passed away. All of them have the first name that starts with the letter R. So I just thought that was kind of, they've all struggled with addiction and they've all shared their addiction for the World Wide Web here on YouTube. So shout out to all of them for doing so. I'll start things off with the most recent person to pass away, Sir Ryan Leone, however you say his last name. I personally didn't know him, but I have watched quite a bit of his content. I first found him a few years ago because he had posted that he was going to detox to get off of his Suboxone. And from there, I kind of just dove into his videos as he was going along. Things I could say about him was he had a very dry personality, which I thought was intriguing to watch. It's always refreshing to see people in the world that have the kind of attitude that will say what they're thinking and not have to water it down for certain people to hear. He was very charismatic. I thought he was a handsome guy, no homo, and no, you know what I'm saying, not right there. I thought he was just a very, just interesting person to watch and an incredible storyteller for sure. That's one thing that when I would watch his videos, just like hearing the crazy things he's been through. Like sometimes I'll think how crazy my life has been, and then I would see some of his videos, and I mean, he's served like 8 years in jail or prison, and he's just done some crazy things, like talking about stabbing people. And I mean, just some of the stories were so crazy. I believe he wrote a novel, if I remember right, called, what was it called? Wasting Potential or something like that. Don't quote me on any of this stuff, guys. I'm just kind of giving you the information that I was able to find, right? So he did have a YouTube channel. You guys can look it up, Ryan Leone. All the people's names are going to be right there on the thumbnail of this video, and they all have YouTube channels. And you can watch any of their content. They all still have their channels up. So I know he was really struggling. He had many years of addiction to, I believe, heroin, and then Suboxone, and I believe there was plenty of other things as well. So go check out his channel, guys. He did pass away. So he was born on August 3rd of 1985, and he passed away July 2nd of this year, 2022. So he was just 37 years old, I believe, guys. From the information that I have found so far, it seems like it was a drug overdose. If anybody can clarify on any of the stuff that I'm saying, please feel free to correct me in the comments. That's just from what I've seen so far. Apparently he had, I want to say he was up to like 25,000 subscribers, which is a lot for an addiction, basically an addiction sharing channel. That's a lot of views. It's a lot of people, right? So he was definitely up there as far as that goes. Very impressive stuff. And like I said, guys, just very charismatic, awesome storyteller. Obviously, I believe he had 2 children, and you could just tell that he had a lot of knowledge to share with the world. So it was very cool that he had a YouTube channel to do that, and he was doing that. So shout out to you, sir. Rest in peace. The next person I want to talk about She's the reason this entire channel that you're watching right now exists. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have any of these subscribers. So shout out to you, Rockin Roberta. She was born in May of 1975, and she passed away June 28th of 2021 at the age of 46 years old. So she was honestly one of my best friends that I never met. I never met her in real life, but I talked to her almost probably more than anybody in my life for the last probably 2 years of her life. I was probably closer to her than anybody. She was basically like the big sister that I never had. She was always able to put like a positive spin on things, and just hearing her voice could cheer you up. If you guys know who Rockin Roberta is, and her real name, just a side note guys, was Rebecca Vian, V-I-A-N. So she was just, I don't know, like she just had like angelic, how do you say that? Like there was like an angel spirit. You could just see it in her. And whenever she would talk, whenever she would smile, she had such good vibes. She was such a sweet person, thoughtful, caring. Her YouTube channel got up to about 4,000 subscribers, I want to say. And she was really, really kind of starting to take off there probably the last year or two before she passed away. As you guys may know, it was a condo that she bought. It had a lot of, what was it called? It had a lot of like rotting in the walls. So they had to do a lot of construction on her house. And she hired that out through, I think, a few different people to fix. And you could see it in some of the videos. You could see the construction behind her in the videos. But long story short, I guess it was right near the end of all the work being done. There was a house fire. I spoke to the detectives. I had seen the police report on this. Just wanted to make sure that there wasn't any type of like foul play. It seemed like the investigating officer, investigators, they weren't really sure if it was like an electrical fire due to the construction, or if it was like a candle. Maybe it could be possibly her cat knocked a candle over, or maybe something just kind of lit up. I know she always had like fancy lights everywhere, and she was always burning candles, stuff like that. But it seems like she tried to make it out of the house, and she got pretty close, I believe, but then I think she might have went to go back in for Milo, her cat. And the smoke inhalation got to her. So according to the detectives, she did not like burn alive. It was the smoke gas that took her out first. So that's the story on that, guys. I do have a lot of people that still have not heard about this, so my apologies if this is the first time you were hearing of this. I just wanted to make a video talking about all of these people, all three of these people, just to like get it all up there. So hopefully everybody can get caught up to speed, and now you guys kind of know that not to expect these people to post going further. Okay, so I do, like I said, I get a lot of comments with people asking what happened to Rockin Roberta. So that's what happened, guys. She passed away in a house fire. So that was now just barely over a year ago that we lost her. It's crazy. So she died about a year ago, and then almost exactly a year later is when Ryan died. So kind of interesting how that all stacked up. So, but yeah, guys, this channel wouldn't exist without her. She inspired me because I first seen her on YouTube talking about her Suboxone taper back in 2017. And she was the first person I ever seen on YouTube even talking about Suboxone. So I just thought, I was just so like amazed that anybody would even dare to share their Suboxone history on YouTube like that. So I thought it was so inspiring to see that somebody would put out, at the time, Suboxone had a horrible stigma around it. And so for her to be posting herself and like talking about her addiction, I just thought that was just like so impressive that somebody would be that honest. And if you guys can tell, that's what I've tried to do on this channel as well. Just put all the crap out there. You guys have seen how bumpy my ride and ugly and horrible my ride has been. And very embarrassing to post some of the videos I've had to post and some of the things I've had to talk about. It's not flattering to anybody to have to do that crap, but just trying to keep it real. That's what she was doing. I know that because of myself, there have been a few other channels that have started because I've kind of pressed them to do so, because it does help to talk about your journey and it helps to destigmatize Suboxone, even though I don't really want to go too far off into that, but to at least kind of normalize it a little bit, not make, because so many people are so uneducated about Suboxone. As soon as they hear it, they automatically think it's the same thing as heroin, or I've seen some people say it's worse than heroin. And that is just so far from the truth, to be honest with you guys. It shouldn't even be compared to the same thing at all, in my honest opinion. But just people putting their stories out there. You guys are seeing like normal people like me that are sharing their stories about Suboxone, and other channels have continued to do so as well, thanks to her. So I can only imagine how many people Ryan Leone has helped. Just a quick side note too, I wanted to talk about Ryan a little bit more. So I know he had like a pretty big issue with trolls, like people talking crap. I actually did a little bit of research, and I seen a few channels basically that were dedicated just to trolling Ryan for his addiction issues. And I just gotta say, man, I think that is just so, what's the word? So not cool for somebody to do that. I think if you're somebody that has to totally build your YouTube channel or anything like that upon talking crap for somebody else sharing their struggles with addiction, you have to be a pretty poor soul, and you must be really hating your life to do that, because it's just incredible to me to think that somebody would actually do that and just make total hit pieces on the guy and totally just talking as much deep, hard trash as they can, guys. It's incredible to me that people could do that, but it is 2022. You can't really put anything past anybody these days. But if any of you guys that made those videos talking crap about him, how do you feel now that he's gone? Do you care at all that you just like could have contributed to his drug use starting back up at the end, and then him overdosing? I believe that's how he died, right? I just wonder how you guys feel about that. If there's anybody that is a Ryan Leone troll, please post in the comments, and I'm curious to know how you feel after making such crappy videos about that man. Very, very sad to see that stuff. That's pretty horrible stuff, guys. That's pretty damn low. You can't really go a whole lot lower than that. So I honestly believe it's just because he had such a strong personality. I know that Nicole, discovering Nicole, her channel, it sounds like she's been getting quite a bit of trolls as well. People like just hating on her, and I just think it's incredibly, I can't even, it's so hard to come up with a word to like think about what you would label that type of person. Just like pure hateful, and just like, ugh, it just disgusts me to think that people would do that stuff. And I really believe with Nicole, first of all, it's just going to come with the higher YouTube subscribers you have, the more eyes your channel, gets on it. It's just a mathematical number that you're going to get more trolls with the higher the number of views that your channel gets. It's just a mathematical equation. But Nicole has kind of a similar personality as Ryan. She's not a kind of person that holds anything back. Like, she's a very dry personality. She'll just say whatever's on her mind. And I notice in my own personal life, my grandma is that way. And she's like one of the outcasts of the family, like that most people in my family like try to like stay away from her, kind of, because when people have such strong personalities like that, it can make a lot of people uncomfortable for whatever reasons, right? It's just interesting to see how it all plays out. That's just a quick side note, guys. Okay, so rest in peace, Rockin Roberta. I miss you, girl. I miss talking to you on the phone and texts. Thank you for your friendship over the years and always caring for me and the thousands of other people that you talk to and help off of YouTube. I know that they all miss you very much. So, all right. So last on this list is Sir Ryan Donnelly. If you guys don't know who he is, he's pretty much the pioneer. He's like the leader, the main OG of talking about addiction stuff on YouTube. Ryan struggled with heroin, if I believe, a heroin addiction, and he conquered his heroin addiction many years ago. He served in was it the Army or the Navy? I believe it was the Navy. I believe after the September 11th attacks, I want to say he joined the military or something like that. He was the creator of Calm Support, the supplement to help with opiate withdrawal. If you guys have ever used that, let me know in the comments how that worked for you. He was the creator of that. But most importantly, he was a person who shared his addiction to opiates on YouTube many, many years ago. And he was he had a lot of Rockin Roberta vibes. Like he was like the guy version of her. His spirit was so like happy all the time. And you could feel good vibes coming through the screen as you're watching his videos, right? You could tell that he just wanted to genuinely help a lot of people. And I know for a fact that's what he did. I made a video years ago, probably 3 years ago, right after he died. So it looks like he was born May 13th, 1983, and he passed away September 21st of 2018. So he was 35 years old when he passed. So these guys are all in similar age range. They all bravely shared their addiction struggles with the whole YouTube community, which is very impressive in itself. Ryan, I know when I had watched his videos way back in the day, because he was the only one talking about opiate addiction that I ever seen for like 5 years, right? He was the only person you could really watch that would talk about this stuff. And it was cool to see, like, he was, for the first many years, they were just kind of crammed in a small apartment, and he would be making videos in his room by his bed. And you could just tell he was kind of maybe struggling financially. But then towards the later, like, him and his wife, I believe they had a child, and I guess they just built a brand new house, and it was just so cool to see that happen for him, because you could tell the guy he was a hard worker, he deserved nice things, but you could tell his addiction really slowed him down in life. But towards the end there, he really picked it up and started kicking ass in life, financially speaking, obviously. So he left behind, I believe, a daughter and his wife. Yeah, for him, I would just, if I could talk to him, I would say, thank you, man, for all your videos over the years. I know that you've helped thousands of people, and I'm sure you've saved many, many lives. And if there's a YouTube in heaven, thank you for your work, brother. So yeah, guys, just sad stuff to think of. Just like I can picture all three of these people's voices and image, I could just see them all in my head, just trying to help as many people as they can here on YouTube. So that's really all I wanted to talk about, guys. Shout out to all them. I put their picture right here on the main cover of the thumbnail of this video. Hopefully you guys can check out their channels if you haven't yet. Very inspiring stuff. Just encourage you to live your life, guys, because death waits for no man, obviously, right? Side note, I recommend that if you do not have a fire extinguisher in your house, for me, I live on a 3-story townhome, and what was so freaking weird too is I was always worried when I moved in here I would ask my mom, like, what if a fire ever happened? I would be screwed up there on the top floor, right? And my dog. And she's like, that's gonna be a long way down. So this was literally the week before Roberta passed away due to a house fire. I went and bought a fire extinguisher for my room. And then it was that later that week or the next week, I got a text from Joe, and he's like, did you hear about Roberta? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And then he told me that he heard that she'd passed away. So take care of your fire alarm beepers. So many people, I can hear it in their videos, they have their low battery sign is going off in their fire. Oh my gosh, that's another thing. So Roberta didn't have her smoke detectors set up, guys. She had just bought them for her house that just got new construction, and they were not installed yet. So if those things were installed, I almost guarantee you she would be alive today. So that's really freaking sad to think about that. Test your batteries in your house for smoke stuff. Make sure all that stuff's working, guys. Especially now in the freaking dry heat summer. Everything's so hot right now. Like, I'm sure there's tons of people having house fires. Make sure that you guys have enough fire extinguishers in your house. Put one in your room, put one in your kids' room. Make sure they know how to use it. Like, that stuff can end your life very fast, guys. So learn proper techniques to evacuate your house in case of a fire. What I think you're supposed to get, like a wet towel if you can, and put it around your face and run like hell. I don't know. Don't quote me on that part. If you're a fire person, maybe you can post down below. So yeah, guys, that's really all I want to say for today's video. I haven't made a video since last week's live stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to. We are planning on going live tomorrow at the normal 4 p.m. Mountain Time, which would be 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe Tommy E is going to be on the channel tomorrow. I'm not sure how long he's going to be on for, but I would possibly be open to having somebody else jump on if he doesn't stay on too long. So I already have the link posted for tomorrow's video, so it'll show the countdown. So I hope you guys are able to come hang out with us tomorrow, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Rest in peace, y'all.